The Optex bridge powered by Checked is a video interface module for your existing and new alarm panel installations. The bridge is available in a 4 and 12 channel model. In this video, we'll connect the bridge to a DMP XR series panel, integrating live video monitoring and video alarm verification. Using these wiring and programming steps, the bridge will follow the armed and disarmed state of the panel and will create video alarm events from any alarm zone sensor of the panel. Before wiring, remove all power sources, so the alarm panel and video bridge are powered off while establishing the connected points. Connecting the bridge to a local area network allows for communication with cameras and the Checked cloud. The bridge will obtain an IP address using DHCP. A static IP address can be assigned, but that process is not covered in this video. Once connected and registered in your Checked dealer portal, the bridge can authenticate to IP cameras directly, as shown in Method 1, or authenticate through a supported NVR or VMS platform and pull video channels as shown in Method 2. The bridge and your cameras should never be port forwarded, as it is not required for the Checked solution to operate. The bridge requires 12 volts and about 400 milliamps of power. The DMP XR panel has 1.5 amps of auxiliary power, so powering a bridge from the auxiliary power of the panel is the simplest method. To do this, connect Terminal 7 for power and Terminal 10 for ground. However, if your panel does not have enough amperage, or you are using multiple bridges for a site, then a separate 12-volt power supply is needed for powering the bridge. When using a separate 12-volt power supply, the bridge needs to share a common ground with the panel's 12-volt auxiliary power ground. This is done by running a single wire from the negative ground terminal of the panel, Terminal 10, to the power ground connection on the bridge. Once complete, the bridge has power and shares a common ground with the alarm panel. With the power wiring completed, the next step is to connect an output from the DMP panel to the arming pin on the bridge. In this example, we will use output 3 on J11 of the DMP panel. You can use any of the programmable outputs if output 3 is not available. The easiest way to wire onto the pin of output 3 is by using the DMP Model 300 4-pin output harness. This is a standard 4-pin harness used for their keypads, expanders, and access control modules. Simply connect the harness to J11 of the DMP panel and then connect your wiring to the ARM pin of the bridge. We will review the programming for this output later in the video. With your arming pin and power connections established, the next step is to wire your alarm zone triggers into the bridge. The wiring method for this is simple. However, it's very important to note which alarm panel zone number is wired to trigger which digital input of the bridge. The trigger wire is connected under the zone terminal as shown here, and then connected to an associated digital input and video channel on the bridge. Once cameras are added, the trigger wire will create a video alarm on the video channel associated with the digital input. Each of the bridge digital inputs are internally associated with a video channel. For example, digital input 1 is associated with video channel 1. Digital input 2 is associated with video channel 2, and so on. By using a notepad or the Checked bridge wiring information sheet, document the alarm panel zone you are wiring into which digital input. This information will be needed when you begin adding video to the bridge. For each alarm panel zone connected to the bridge, you will connect a trigger wire from that alarm panel zone to a unique digital input of the bridge. Then on your wiring information sheet, you will notate which alarm panel zones you have connected to which inputs of the bridge. With power, arming, and the alarm zone trigger wiring completed, your wiring is completed. You can now power up the alarm panel and bridge. The next steps will cover alarm panel programming and bridge programming. To program the DMP panel, use your keypad, remote link software, or the DMP dealer portal. Name output 3 as Checked. When connecting the bridge to a DMP system, set up as home, sleep, away, or all perimeter. Then turn output 3 on when the system is in a disarmed condition. This setting will turn the output on when the panel is disarmed and off when the panel is armed. For a DMP panel set up as an area system, the output from the DMP panel is programmed for each area. With an area system, the only output option is an armed output, meaning the output is off when all areas are disarmed and is on when any area is armed. If needed, you can program and use separate outputs for each area. Now, in the checked dealer portal, we will program the bridge to follow the armed and disarmed condition of the DMP panel. First, you need to register the bridge to an existing site. Select Add Bridge, then enter the bridge MAC and entry key. With the bridge powered on and connected to a network, the checked cloud will ensure the bridge has the latest firmware. When pairing a bridge to an alarm panel pairing will be your arming method. The bridge can be armed with any low to high or high to low voltage change, ranging from 0 through 12 volts. With a DMP panel in home, sleep, away, or all perimeter, select high voltage arming. If the panel is an area system, use low voltage as the arming option. Once you've selected your voltage arming option, then use the DMP series arming presets to set the low to high voltage range. The DMP arming preset will set the low range from 0 through 1 volt and the high range from 1.1 volts to 12 volts. The checked dealer portal has a web-based voltmeter, allowing you to see the voltage value in real time. When the DMP panel output is on, the bridge arming pin voltage is about 0.6 volts. When the output is off, the arming pin voltage is about 1.87 volts. Next, you will set the low and high voltage range of the bridge digital alarm inputs by selecting the DMP series presets. These presets have a low range of 0 through 4 volts and a high range of 4.1 volts through 12 volts. These ranges will define the normal and alarm conditions of the bridge digital alarm inputs. The last step of programming is adding cameras. When associating a camera to a specific alarm zone sensor, it's essential that the camera can see the full detection area of the sensor. Doing so will ensure operators can see what caused the alarm activation. To begin adding cameras, refer to your notes for the trigger wiring done in Step 4. In this example, we wired the alarm panel Zone 6 into the bridge digital input 1. To add a camera to this input, select Add Camera, then Channel 1 for digital input 1. The bridge will discover cameras and compatible recorders on the network. Locate the correct device for the zone and authenticate to the device. The portal allows you to review the camera's field of view. Next, you're prompted to enter a name and the alarm panel zone number. The name should match the alarm panel zone description, and the zone number should match the alarm panel zone number. 6 in this case, because the trigger wire is on Zone 6 of the alarm panel and triggering input 1 of the bridge. Next, you are prompted to set the zone type. Select the zone type that matches the zone characteristics of the alarm panel zone. Your alarm trigger source will be either normally closed or normally open, since we're triggering the video event from an alarm panel zone. In some setups, the trigger source could be the video analytics of the camera and not from an alarm zone trigger. However, that is reviewed in another video tutorial. It's recommended that you review your digital input voltage values. When you do so, you'll see a real-time voltmeter for this input. By using the DMP series presets, you can test the sensor and see the voltmeter move from normal to alarm. Once you've confirmed these settings, lastly, press Next, and you have completed the pairing of a camera to the alarm zone trigger. Continue adding cameras for all remaining zone triggers. It's helpful to know that even when you are not triggering one of the bridge digital inputs, you can still add cameras to unused video channels. When you do so, These cameras will become additional live video streams for the alarm responding operator. If you need additional technical information about check and setup guides, visit our support site at support.checked.com.